Conley coming to you live. Robert J. Conley coming to you live. I said that twice because there was a nice delay between YouTube kicking in and Instagram. So I'm coming to you live on National Donut Day. You know, it might actually be International Donut Day. I'm not sure. All I know is there are donut pictures all over social media. So you ever been in line behind someone in the donut shop who can't make up their mind, who is indecisive, and you want to pick their donuts out for them? Do you want them to just hurry up and get out of the way? Well, I'm starting that off on a lighthearted way because that's kind of humorous if it's not too if it's happened to somebody else, but if you're stuck behind that person, it's frustrating. And what I want to tell you or give you a frame on this, because you can go on the internet and you can find all kinds of ways to cure your indecisiveness. The problem with most of them is that they attempt to approach it from a logic perspective. One of my favorite examples of the attempt to apply logic is the famous, for those who have been in sales, the famous or infamous Ben Franklin close. And that's an exercise whereby a salesperson is supposed to get out a piece of paper and on the left side of the column, the pros, the right side of the column, the cons. And, the salesmen are trained on all the pros to put down all the pros and then let the customer come up with whatever cons of him. Don't ever help them on the cons. And then you're supposed to, look at the piece of paper and go, oh, well, the pros clearly outweigh the cons. Yeah, it's manipulative as hell. And a lot of times there's a lot of manipulation around indecisive people, because decisive people and or / controlling people want decisions made. And there's a terrible price to be paid for indecision. A common, don't want to say it's a common trait, a trait among many managers is indecision and a belief that harms your ability to effectively be a manager. So the real question is not how to overcome, how to vanquish, the just control your indecision, because what I submit to you is that for many people, it's just a normal component of their personality. And it's the whole thing of something that's a strength is also a weakness. So in the Myers-Briggs typology, we would say that perceivers are more prone to indecision than judgers. Judgers seek closure, seek completion, and that involves decision. And perceivers are always looking for the new things. They're perceiving, they're scanning the horizon. And so the challenge in indecision is overcoming a feeling that most people can't name and aren't aware of. But the underlying feeling is that to decide is to eliminate other possibilities. And so the person who you walk in their office is just stacked with files. And, you look at that and go, wow, why don't they just purge? It's just so simple. Throw this stuff away. That person is a good chance that person is going to feel as though that's an elimination of possibilities. It's actually like an attack on their metabolism to eliminate the possibilities that lie within those papers. Now, the reality is that the way to reframe that is to then, for the person that has all the papers, to go, oh, wow, I'm not making any room for new possibilities. I need to clear the runway. And so I keep my office organized and let go of past things that turned out not to be possible, or they're just ancient history. I'm getting those out of the way for the landing of new possibilities. And it's really an amazing phenomenon, because I've had more than one occasion to work with people who've actually hired professional organizers who just come in and ruthlessly purge every unnecessary thing. And then the number of new opportunities, ideas, insights that come about within the following few weeks are always staggering. And so there is something, I don't know if you want to call it Zen, because I don't actually know, I don't understand what the term Zen means, but anyway, if you want to call it just energy of the universe, whatever, it's the cleansing, the elimination of that past clutter brings in the potential for new possibilities. And so in trying to move forward from this level of indecision, because again, it can just become this circular thing. You tell some, in fact, if you leave an indecisive person alone with that Ben Franklin tool to just authentically do their own pros and cons, they're going to wrestle with it because they can't decide what belongs where. And, is it a pro? Is it a con? Oh, I can see both sides of it, and so this whole metabolism of just being able to stop seeing possibilities long enough to clear the deck is a very real thing, and an inhibition. So, the steps in moving forward and not being stuck in indecisiveness is to reframe things. And so, I'm not talking about these simplified techniques for really seriously major decisions. I mean, the ones that are truly life altering, but those are few and far between. And the reality is that it's the multitude of small decisions that we don't make quickly that our indecisiveness just adds up to a lot of wasted time and unfocused energy. And so the first step that I always suggest is that you frame it as if you're in the donut shop and you're like, okay, I can't decide which donut to have. Well, if you now say, well, I'm going to have a glaze today and tomorrow I can have a different one if I were to have one. I can just always build the possibility for the alternative into your internal dialogue and take out of it this dread of eliminating possibilities of a decision having bigger impact than it has. And again, I'm simplifying it, but I'm not trivializing it. So, categorize your decisions. Is this one that's in the donut shop where I can have something different tomorrow? Absolutely. Well, then I'm going to decide this. It's not going to alter my life, but I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm not going to let it stop. And I'm not going to just passively let events just unfold. So the second one is, I'm just going to reemphasize the mindset that being decisive and deciding to clean up your office, to purge all of your clutter, that you're not eliminating possibilities. You're letting go of dead possibilities and you're setting a clearing for new possibilities. And anytime I've ever done that, because I'm on this talk, I'm just talking to myself as much as I am to you. And setting that clearing for new possibilities, it's just never ceases to amaze me that new things arrive. And then the last one is one that I learned years ago from a brilliant guy, and this one can go both ways with how people receive it. But basically, he would always say, a million years from now, nobody's going to care. But the price you'll pay today for inaction far exceeds the penalty you'd pay for the wrong decision. Keep moving forward. And so have that mindset of, in the scheme of things, again, 98% of the time, the decision is not irreversible. It is, and in the big picture scheme of things, it's not life and death. And always ask yourself, is my indecision impeding progress that could be made? And if this is the wrong decision, how do I correct it? I'm letting go of this fear of losing possibilities and just moving forward, knowing that new possibilities will arrive. I hope that all made sense. And I hope it helped. And I'm Robert J. Conley, and you can reach me at robertjconley.com. Take care.